gained.
Control point Alpha is ours.
Accessing control point. Control point gained.
Well done, Marine.
Control point contested.
Protect the control point.
Accessing control point. Control point lost.
Alpha point's lost.
Control point gained.
Nice work.
Spawning. Control point contested.
Don't let them take the control point.
Control point lost.
Bravo point's lost.
Control point gained.
Bravo point's ours.
Respawning. Control point contested.
Protect the control point.
Control point lost.
You better regain that control point pronto.
Control point lost. Control point gained.
Control point's ours.
point contested.
Don't let them take the control point.
Accessing control point. Control point lost.
Charlie point's lost.
Spawning.
Get back in there, Marine.
30 seconds remaining.
30 seconds left, people.
Remaining. Accessing control point. Control point gained.
Control point Delta is ours.
Round over.
No way we let things stand at that. Let's get back out there.
New round.
Roll out.
Respawning. Accessing control point. Control point gained.
Well done, Marine.
Spawning.
You got another chance. Make it count.
Control point contested.
Protect the control point.
Control point lost.
We better not lose another one.
Control point gained.
Nice work.
Accessing control point. Spawning. Control point contested.
Don't let them take the control point.
Control point lost.
Damn it. Lost one.
Spawning.
Nice to have you back, Marine.
Hey, Ben.
Match over. Marines win.
I call that mission a complete failure. I think you're better than that. And I think you know that too.
Don't you have a Logitech mouse or something?
Yeah, it's a Logitech G602 wireless. Yep, Logitech G602.
Heard a Logitech G and then cut out.
Don't know why. So it may be on your end, but usually my stream's fine. Are you on your phone? Is that what it is?
I'm at work.
So I mean, the app is running on your phone?
It's running on my tablet.
Oh.
It could be it. Yeah. With tablet with shitty work internet.
Yeah, because whenever I had Discord running on my phone, it was finicky.
Yeah, it's not running on a Windows platform. It's running on an Android platform. So yeah, it could be that. Yeah, but yeah, last night was a lot of fun, especially the Carrick battle. That was awesome.
That was pretty epic.
Yeah, that was probably I know we've had Hammerhead versus NPC Hammerhead, but I never fought a player Hammerhead versus a player Hammerhead yet. However, this was my first capital ship versus capital ship, and that was very cool. I really liked that.
Ooh, I'm at one of the rest station. This is her L1 R&R, and like in the center of the food court area, or whatever, the little, not the food court, but like the little mall area. There's a plant, and it's really freaky looking. It's like tentacles.
Yeah, I mean, they put... the rest stops are really cool. They did a nice job. And I don't know if you've seen the couple of videos of the Discord leaks. Not Discord, but like Star Citizen
Yeah,
leaks.
yeah. No, I haven't really paid attention to them. I mean, it's like I just wait till it comes out.
I know.
I don't really worry about it.
They had screenshots of
like New Babbage and all that stuff.
Yeah. Oh my gosh! Like again, even though I'm Evo Cotty, I got in the build with like 15 minutes to go on their server thing, and I just went into freaking Star Marine to actually test components of the game. So I was gonna get into New Babbage, and they only tested, I guess, for 4 or 5 hours.
That's all right. They'll.
Oh yeah, they'll have it on Monday or Tuesday. But I'm like, the screenshots look incredible. Like I kept saying, Microtech's my favorite world, and New Babbage looks to be outstanding. I mean, our corp is really cool, and Lorville is awesome because it was like the first planet. But Microtech is always the place I wanted to live on Hoth. And that is so cool, that place. And don't get me wrong, Crusader's going to be pretty freaking cool when they finish it in summertime. To fly into like the clouds, Cloud City. I mean, that's going to be freaking cool as well. But there's just something about Microtech, the snow and the weather and the mountain, different biomes, the high-tech cities, like perfect. And I guess they're adding caves too. I'm just hoping that the caves add some uniqueness for like the snow places where they're a little different. Maybe they have some frozen icicles on the cave, like ice caves. Not just the rocky caves, but we'll see.
It'll be cool to see what they do.
Yeah.
Hey, STS, I can share a claim jumper mission with you.
I don't know if we're in the same server, because your server was full.
I think I joined your server. I was doing nothing in mine.
Okay. Yeah.
I joined the server to see if there were claim jumper missions, and there weren't. I think I joined your server. Yeah, there you are. I'll invite you. Or no, wait, did I invite you?
I think you did already. Yep.
Yeah. I'll share this mission. Sharing. I've got, actually, you can track that one at... Actually, you don't need to track it at all. What am I thinking?
It didn't pop up.
No? I'll share it again.
Nope, nothing.
Alright, hang on. Can I share this one? Am I sharing anything else? No? I'll reform the party.
Nothing. I don't see you... Oh, no, you're on the server.
Yeah, I'll reform the party. Damn cat clawed me, I must have... Re-inviting. Sorry.
While you guys set up the group, what's interesting so far this year, they haven't had a ship concept sale. I mean, it's been 2.5 months in. Not that they need to, because they're making buku money. Their January totals, I don't know how they, the millions they made in January for not even having a concept, but they're making money. They don't even have to have concept ships. It's like getting good crazy, but hey, it's going to make the development, they can hire more developers to get this thing built faster or be more detailed. All of the above.
Well, I've got claim jumpers. Let me accept all these.
Well, if you just accept it, I don't think you'll get credit if I do.
Well, what I'll do is
I'm
gonna send you an invite to party and see if that'll work.
My Star Citizen's locked up or something.
Did you get a party invite?
I quit the game. It was crashed. Yeah, crashing a few times lately, like last night as well. I hope it's just some bug.
Did you test that memory with memtest? Did that test okay?
No, not yet.
I mean, the game will crash occasionally. We'll have a server crash, and occasionally the client crashes, and you just do a recovery. But the client should be stable enough where that happens. I mean, it shouldn't be happening every 5 minutes. It should be at most once a day.
It's a weird client crash I don't normally get, where like just last night the screen would just freeze. Well, first the screen would just, I guess it was mostly just the screen would just freeze for a few seconds when I'm playing. And then sometimes it would freeze and then the game would just not respond and I'd have to force quit it.
Yeah, I mean, we've all had those before. They happen.
Yes.
But sometimes it's weird where you get like a bunch and then you don't get one for like 2 weeks. I wonder if it was just a goofy situation. Like, it shouldn't be, I get that occasionally where there's your typical crash where the client will shut down and it'll do the bug report, and then there's the GPU crash where the screen is frozen and you have to force quit the game and it doesn't submit a report because it was a graphical crash.
Right, exactly. I've been able to quit the game all these times. I think, yeah. So I shouldn't be worried. I mean, I should check my RAM anyway, but something. But
CIG said. Go
my
ahead.
computer never really has crashed. That I can never really crashes or anything. It's just
Not like a Windows blue screen or completely freeze up where you have to reboot it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the game crash. And they said the most crashes CIG said they're getting is GPU crashes. So think about what happened in the last couple of weeks. To have you accidentally, like through a Windows update, did a Windows update your graphics driver? Something goofy like that. You know, did you manually update a graphics driver because you, say, bought Red Dead Redemption 2 and that needed a newer driver to run stable? Where it could have fixed Red Dead Redemption 2 problems, but it maybe caused more instability in Star Citizen. I'm just throwing ideas out there.
Yeah. I did a Windows update. I think right before I gotten these crashes.
Got it. So there's your change. See what maybe, like, obviously I don't advise you to uninstall security patches, but maybe, you know, the Windows update history should show like what patches were installed. And you'd be just Google like, did March's 2020 patches cause game instability, and see if other people are having some problems, just to see if it'll point you in the right direction, where it's like, oh yeah, this one patch, it's not only causing crashes in Star Citizen, but, you know, Fortnite or whatever, and maybe either Microsoft is working on a fix, or you have to uninstall a security patch, or, you know, there's crazier things that have happened with Microsoft, or video drivers, or whatnot.
Yeah, and I guess with a situation like that, they're gonna take care of it eventually, even if you don't jump through the hoops of uninstalling security thing you said. They'll fix it eventually, right?
Yeah. Again, the game's alpha, so
exactly.
Again, if it's happening a lot more frequently, all of a sudden, you know. But I mean, if it's still happening once a day, I wouldn't worry about it. It's an alpha. Sometimes, if you're running an old NVIDIA driver and Windows doesn't update, I've seen in the past where updating your NVIDIA driver sometimes helps after a major Windows update. Did they just do an update to March, or did Microsoft push out, like, before you were on the 1903 version of Windows and now you're on 1909? That makes sense. Like, did Microsoft push a major update when you were paying attention? Or have you been on, like, 1909?
No, this was a very recent update. I had just updated like a week and a half before or something like that.
Okay,
got a week before, and then another one just came in, and I'm like, well, I don't plan on updating right away, but I restarted anyway and it updated anyway, and it was because I just updated, it was really fast, and I just had
just a small one.
Yeah,
it could have just been. It may be nothing to do with the Windows update. It just may feel like that because, oh yeah, that was the recent change and now it's breaking or something. It's hard to say. And it could be as silly as reinstalling the video driver, who knows what.
Or even get a video driver update. That probably could be if that could be a case, I might need an update on the video driver.
Yeah, or the update install the new video driver without telling you. I hate that shit. Or if that happened, you don't want the Windows video driver, you want NVIDIA's
I'm using
video driver.
GeForce, using the software to install the drivers and stuff. GeForce.
Sure, that's what I'm saying, because Windows has the ability to overwrite your video driver.
Yes, do you want to send me another invite, or should I invite you?
Yeah. I hope it works out. Again, it seems like it's a small problem.
Well, I'm
It's
going
not
to
happening
worry.
like every 5 minutes.
No, but it's happened a few times regularly since last night. So I'd be concerned if it kept happening a lot for a long time.
Yeah.
Or if it happened with other programs I was using. But Overwatch isn't very demanding, or other games there. Did you see
Yeah,
it?
so
Sorry,
Star Citizen is
I didn't see it.
tricky.
Yeah, Star Citizen. Exactly. There we go. Alright, going to now share the mission. Exactly. If it was other software, I'd be a little more worried, but... Sure.
Yeah. Good old Alpha.
Yeah. Alright, sharing now. And am I seeing the notification that I'm sharing the mission? I don't know that I am. Contact, yeah, I saw contract shared. Did you get it?
Yep, I did, and I shared one as well.
Oh, okay. Accept that before. I don't see the one you shared. Could you share it again, please?
Absolutely.
And then I'll share the other Claim Jumpers ones I have. Oh, okay, those ones. I might already... Yeah, I probably already have. I think I accepted all the ones. But if we share them, then we'll both get credit. That might be why... So I only got one from you, so I'll share the other, all the ones that I have. Oh, I have 5 now.
Yep, I'll share some more here in just a second.
I'll share the other ones just in case, except the ones in case you or I haven't shared them, unless you want to share them as well. I think as long as one of us shares them all eventually. And hopefully that doesn't mess things up. Alright, should have sent a couple. I should have sent. Let me know if you don't get them. Alright, I see the ones. I'm accepting yours. Got one. Got another one. Okay, I think that's all of them. Thanks.
Yeah, I'll be going home in an hour and a half. I don't think I'm gonna log in. I'm just gonna go right to sleep.
Oh, nice.
But I will try to play tomorrow in the afternoon, maybe for an hour, or like around 3. They usually get the weekend together like an hour in the afternoon. If I don't see anybody, I just go play Starbright.
Yeah, I may not be on. Well, tomorrow I might. No, I might not actually, but we'll see.
Yeah, I'll try to be on like typical Monday through Friday. On STS, I'll post that video on our forums as well. That was
Yeah, for sure.
Glad you like it.
Really good. I like the
Now I'm thinking of things we can do for you to cool record. I know we fly big ships, but one of these times we have like 4 or 5 on. We all take smaller ships and fly information for a planet. I think that would look really cool.
I think if you can get the explosion in third person, that would be wicked. I mean, it was all really good, but it was all good.
Oh yeah, we'll have definitely explosions.
Yeah, I love those blue ones that go out in a circle. They do some nice ones. Or explosions of big ships, like the Connies blow up really nice. And the Valkyries.
It was really good though.
Cool, thank you. It was just like I figured. I have an editor. I had all those videos I recorded. I was like, hey, let me cut them up and make a little story.
I like how you cut out on music at the end. We're all laughing because we died.
My wife was laughing at that too. She's like, yeah, it was a good ending. I was like, yeah, it's funny.
Yeah, that Carrick is beautiful. I'm not a big Carrick fan, but I am now after. No, I'm not going to get one. 600 is crazy, but it was a very impressive ship. Like, for an exploration ship, it can hold its own in combat. I mean, it does a little bit of everything.
Now just imagine if all the guns worked all the time and we had a few fighters with us.
Oh yeah, in time. I think, the nice thing with the Carrick is we had exactly like 5 people, and that's
Yes.
what's needed for a fully crewed Carrick. But when we have, more, we go get a Hammerhead. If we have less, we can do fighters or even,
Yeah.
there aren't a lot of like really good multi-crew 2 or 3 player ships. Like with 4, one can say a Reclaimer, 5 a Carrick, and 7 a Hammerhead.
If there were tankier or 2 effective 2-player ships
Yeah, 2-player ships, there's a few, like I guess one could say a Vanguard or a Cutlass. Maybe a Freelancer too, but the tail gunner is kind of Or a Hercules. So those are like the decent 2-player ships. But 3-player, I think 3-player is a good number because it's like Millennium Falcon. I guess Constellation. You can have a pilot and 2 gunners. But once the snub fighter works, the Constellation would be an excellent 4-person ship. But right now, I think Connie is a good 3-person ship.
Yeah, totally.
There's not enough of those 3-person ships. Like, there's plenty of single-seaters. There's a couple 2-players. There's a couple, 7 and 5s, and a couple 4s. Even 4 is not a lot. But they need more ships that can crew 3 to 4 people. Like that Constellations. Corsair, Mercury Star Runner. I'm trying to think what else is in concept.
The Corsairs. 4 size 5 forward-facing 4 size 5s and 2 size 3s, 2 size 4s.
Yeah, besides the Mercury Star Runner and a Corsair, even in concept, I mean, okay, this is thinking outside the box, but the Nova tank's a 3-person vehicle, but that's a ground vehicle, so ship-wise, there aren't like a lot of dedicated 3 to 4 people ships. There should be a lot more of those.
What is it for the Nova? The main gun, the driver, and the small.
Yeah, there's a driver, a main gunner, and like a small turret.
Right, got it.
Because the anti-air is automated, and I don't know how that works. But I mean, my view is it should have just been a driver and a main gunner. The driver should have been able to control the small turret, and maybe the AA.
The AA is just the missiles, right? We're talking about. You're talking about the small gunner, like the infantry. I was thinking more infantry, but like.
Yeah,
AA,
the
right?
driver. Yeah, the AA is protection from air, like anti-air missiles.
Yeah.
But
does the AA also control that tiny turret on the top?
Well, the AA is supposed to be automated.
Oh, okay. There's no tiny turret. It's just a missile launcher.
No, it has it has a small turret for ground, but it also has anti-air on the back of it.
It controls the small turret.
A 3rd player.
Okay. Is there not also a driver and like a main gun controller?
Yes.
So that's 4.
AA doesn't have a controller. They didn't specify. They said it was automatic. So I wonder if it's just you press a button and it defends the tank.
Right.
The driver may do that, yeah.
Sorry for not understanding. Sorry, I didn't listen to what you said. Got it.
Yeah, they didn't make it very clear besides saying it was like automated.
Yeah, I mean, if it... To me, it would make sense being like a missile launcher on a ship, like where it controls the small...
Yeah, and maybe that's the case. I think once it's released, we'll have a clearer picture because it has, multiple weapon platforms. But obviously the big gunner and the small gunner have dedicated seats, and then the driver has a dedicated seat. But the anti-air is kind of attached to the back of the tank as missile pods, and I think it's just for defense. You may not be able to use them offensively. It's just like maybe it automatically launches if it detects air targets that are hostile.
Now that I think of it, that might be really good. If you think about how effective that would be, as soon as a hostile target comes within range, something locks on and fires. Like if you actually had to point at them, like because an air target's going to come at you so fast sometimes, right? You might not see them. So suddenly they're there, and then it's too late.
Yeah,
so
and again, those might be smaller munitions for protection, where the ballista is going to be more dedicated, like larger missiles.
Right, absolutely, and that one you actually control the missiles. Yeah.
Yep. So you still probably would want to have a ballista next to an overtake for major protection, but for light protection, that's better than nothing. Plus, like the Cyclone, the AA Cyclone, so you get a nice convoy of various ground vehicles.
Yep. And there can't think of what other, combat ground vehicles they need, but I'm sure there'll be more basic ones before they...
They probably need an APC still. They have the hover bikes, they have the tank, they have buggies, they have a motorcycle now. But if I was to say next to the ground mining vehicle, but for combat, the one thing I would like to see is an armored personnel carrier with some kind of gun. But shit, they kind of have that for an Ursa, so they kind of already have an APC.
Yeah, is it really?
Forgot about the Ursa. Because it has guns on the top, and it can carry a few people.
You're right.
So they actually already have that. So no, I guess they don't need an APC. And then you start getting into boats. They gotta get the water stuff.
No, our citizens.
Boat. Yeah.
Sure it will, but... I can't imagine what advantage they would give.
An aircraft carrier on the ocean. That's about it, where you can land ships on it. And the aircraft carrier would be like an ocean world, and where the only place you can land in is at that point you're just getting into a floating city.
Yeah, maybe after the game has been launched for a few years, they'll be like, and now giant floating aircraft carriers.
Or floating city at that point, yeah.
Floating city at that point, yeah, who knows? Maybe.
But yeah, I want to see more ships that are 3 or 4 people. I feel that there's not enough of those. I guess maybe you can fly a freelancer with 3 people if it's the max or something like that. But
see, the thing about I guess the Corsair's Top Gun faces forward a little bit probably, but its side guns. It's got the top one, the sides, and that's it, right? There's no bottom turret.
I believe it's 3 turrets. Yeah.
Yeah.
In the back, the bottom one, I think it's in the back, or it's on the top. I don't remember. There's one in the back to protect its ass and then the 2 on the sides near the front.
Okay, so there's no forward-facing turret, really.
Correct, but the pilot has like, what, 6 guns facing forward or 5 guns? It's like crazy amount.
Right. If it had a forward-facing turret, that would be insane. That just kind of takes away from... It gives it a different kind of group play. Like, it's good for multiple targets when you're multi-crewing it. Different kind of...
Even though it's an exploration ship, it feels like a gunship.
Yeah, no, totally. But, like, for example, something like a Carrack, right? When you have that fully manned Carrack, all of your turrets can face forward pretty much.
Yeah.
Kind of target, in a way.
Correct. Because also the Carrack doesn't have any weapons going forward, so you have to have those turrets facing forward.
Exactly.
They made really nice turrets on the side and on top where they have full coverage. And against big ships, it works. Against small fighters, it's hard still. But when the target is big, like another Carrack, like last night, like you guys had no problems, not hitting it. You get most of those shots would be on target. It's just it wasn't enough bullets to get the shields down. Those large shields are serious.
Yes. I don't know what I was thinking when I'm like, we could take one down on or with fighters. 3 fighters? Maybe if we kept on the whole time.
I would love to see some stuff in the future. Hear me out. And the Ares, a couple Ares.
Yeah.
Maybe like an Eclipse. Like, I see the bombers becoming very useful now because there are large ships finally in the game, like the Hammerhead, the Carrot, the Reclaimer, and the 890. And the bombers now, you don't see them often, but you're seeing a lot of Carracks recently. And those Retaliators and
it's everyone's favorite ship.
Clips. Yeah. Last night, one of the ships I saw flying, it was early, I think when we took out the first one, that's where I saw a Retaliator.
There was.
But after he, I think he was trying to launch torpedoes at us, but we took out the first Carrot, and once we did that, he got out of there. But it's the first time I saw another Retaliator in 2 years. I remember flying one like when it first came out to try it out, but that's the first Retaliator I saw in over 2 years.
I know I've seen a few. They're rare, but
very rare.
I'm pretty sure.
They're like gladiators. I've seen the last 2 years, like when they first came out, especially when it was Missile Commander, I think 2.0 or something, or 2.1. You saw a lot of gladiators because they had a lot of missiles. I haven't seen a gladiator in 2 years.
I don't know.
One Retaliator. I've seen a couple Eclipses, though, to be fair. You just don't see a lot of bombers. Yeah.
I've seen more Eclipses, I think, than like a Gladiator for sure.
Yeah, or Retaliators. Like, you don't see a lot of bombers. They're important, I think. Cool to see them once in a while. I've seen a Cardual one in the last year and a half. Like, some of these ships, like, very rare. You see a lot of more, excluding, like, one of us flying a Defender, I've seen a couple of Defenders. Some of the newer ships tend to be more popular. Hell, even 300s, you don't see a lot. I don't see a lot of 300s. You see a lot of Avengers and Auroras. Obviously, Cutlass Blacks and Freelancers, they're all over the place.
Cutlass Black, probably the most common. the people
Yeah.
pay like a bit of money for, you know.
Yeah, freelancers and the people love the vendors. See a lot of those, and a lot of Auroras too. They're all over the place. I don't see as many Mustangs as I do see Auroras. I don't see a lot of Mustangs. And what I do see in Mustang is usually like an Omega or like an Alpha, something basic.
I wonder if it's because people would rather take an Aurora in a fight than a Mustang. Well, I guess you could do the. I guess if they give everyone an Aurora anyway, who just has the Mustang starter package, so you can do box missions, right? Because you
don't think the
can't
Auroras
do them in the Mustang. I think the box cargo mission.
No, I don't think you can do them in the Aurora unless you throw the boxes in the
I think
Aurora.
that's what they expect people to do.
Yeah, that's not a good solution. I think that's why everybody got freelancers, maybe. I think there was a bug for that.
Or
you
maybe
really needed
maybe it's for trading cargo that they give
Yeah.
Auroras, just for buying and selling. Everyone gets a Mustang starter package. Not like delivery.
A Reliant's supposed to be the starting cargo ship, but I think it sucks so bad where Avenger Titan's just such a better cargo starting ship. It's not even a starting ship, it's like mid-grade ship where it's...
What's cheaper, though?
I actually think the...
Avenger is cheaper package.
The
55. No.
The Titan's $50, but then you probably need a game package.
Right.
Where the Reliance, the base Reliant, I think it's around, I don't know if it's 45 or 55.
That's not bad.
It's somewhere around there, yeah.
I mean,
but it might be 65 with the game package, so you may have to, if you get an Aurora and then upgrade it to a Avenger Titan, that might still be cheaper than Reliant game package.
Oh, okay.
Or maybe $5 more, but would you rather have a Reliant or Avenger Titan for $5 more? I'll take the Avenger Titan any day.
Okay.
It can't be much of a difference, yeah. It might actually be less with the Avenger Titan. Because I figure they're going to give you some credit for the, like, Aurora MR, and you upgrade it to an Avenger Titan, and if that's a $50 ship, you have a $20 credit for the Aurora. That should be only a $30 upgrade.
For the record, you never buy and upgrade an Aurora MR starter pack. You always upgrade.
I know, you get a Mustang to get $5 more credit, yeah.
Or you find something else where you get its starter pack just for doing it with an Aurora. I think that was something at one point, maybe.
Yeah, they had different packages. I know the Mustang's the better value if you upgrade it. You get $5 more.
Yeah.
You know what? I need to put that in my FAQ.
That's actually a really good one.
Yeah, and if you think of any other ones, just send me a message to include that. I try to cover most of it for new players. If I left any out, I'll make a note of it, so I edit that.
So... Right, and upgrading the Reliant core isn't always available. It's a limited edition ship, right?
Oh, but they should have a Reliant starter package that should be available.
Is there? I'll check that.
On their, even though they say it's a starter package, the only starter packages when you actually try to like purchase the game is the Mustang Aurora. They should have more starting packages. It's kind of retarded that you only have 2 options. They should have the.
If you can just upgrade it to any ship that you can regularly buy, they don't want a million starter packages just for. That'll confuse new buyers. They'll be like, what do I choose? So
they should have 4 or 5. They should have the.
Yeah. Okay.
They should have the Reliant starter package on that page. They should have a 100 or an Origin 100 package. I think those 4 ships would be good starters for most. But I guess the 100 isn't flyable and the Reliant is, so maybe when the 100 becomes flyable, they can include that.
Yeah, I'm not logged in right now, and I don't see the Reliant core on the game packages. Maybe because I'm not logged in.
No, I know on the webpage, like the main options are Aurora and Mustang. Even though they said they had a Reliant package, I don't think they've upgraded their website to include that. Because they said the Reliant is a starter ship, but yet they don't have it on their starter package. Maybe it's a starter ship, but they don't have a starter package for it. And maybe that was my confusing.
I think they're just classifying that as like that category of like value. Like the same way the Vulture, the same way. Okay.
We're sorry. You exceeded the allotted time to depart. We will have to return your ship to storage. Your ship has been delivered to the following landing pad.
Just not having any luck with the game tonight, are you?
Who, me?
Yeah.
No, I'm doing fine. I'm doing all right now. I did finish one claim jumper mission a few minutes ago. I'm not knocking him out super fast or anything, but it's working. I'm up to 476,000.
Nice.
Another million or so, and I can buy my Buccaneer.
More turrets, and then I'm gonna be done with another claim jumper.
Nice. So are you doing, what are you flying for claim jumpers?
Well, I tried my Cutlass with mass drivers and ballistic scatterguns, and after 2 claim jumpers, well, let's say 1.7 claim jumpers, I was out of ammo. So I'm gonna try something different.
You could do, if you want to do scatter guns, you could do the Dominator or Dominance or whatever they're called.
Exactly, yeah, the laser.
I'm actually on my Cutlass. 2 size 3 scatterguns and 2 Panthers. 2 dominant size 3s. And 2 all
that's
fixed.
my next plan. But for now, I just I grab my Freelancer. I put some laser cannons and laser repeaters on there for range.
Yeah. Freelancer, I mean, you can always default to the Freelancer. A little too good. I'm just kidding.
Okay.
It is. Yeah. I just don't like flying the Freelancer because it's so slow.
It turns slower. I like the Freelancer, but I also understand what it is. A medium-sized cargo ship.
I just ran into a rock at full speed. Duh. I feel silly.
Hey, we've all done it.
Yep. A million, billion, trillion times yesterday and every day.
Not every day, but the worst is I'm making a turn, and some of the bigger ships, like the Freelancer, likes to slide more, and I know the rock is coming. Like, oh, I got this, and the bastard won't make that turn, and then you slam into the rock sideways. I'm like, I was trying, I know it was there, and it's not like a Saber or like any agile fighter, or even like an Avenger Titan that's relatively nice and agile. The bigger ships are gonna turn more, but I'll tell you what, like a Carrack, that turns pretty decent for a big ship, and the Hammerheads. I'm impressed by flying those two. I mean, for having so much size, it feels like a Freelancer drifts more. But
Yeah, I think Carrack is shaping up to be a pretty deadly multi-crew ship. We get the right turrets on that thing, and when they're all working, like just... Yeah, I think maybe a scattergun or 2 turrets. Maybe like on the bottom or top. Or no, wait.
Well, you'd have to get really close.
I was thinking sides. Yeah, you're right. I was just thinking for like fighters that get in close. If you have enough coverage with the top and bottom scatterguns on the sides. But I could be wrong.
I think the target, because the fighters can't penetrate its shields.
Yeah,
unless there's an overabundance of them.
I guess if you have fighter support, you don't need to worry about that anyway.
Yeah. And eventually we will. Once, I want an event when we have 9 or 10 people and we have a fully crewed Carrack, and then a wing of fighter support. Like a Gladius, a Saber, a Super Hornet, and something else, whatever it may be, a Vanguard or Arrow, whatever. Or even somebody flying the Pisces from the Carrack. Just have a wing of support ships.
Or instead of the Pisces, have one of the Kruger ships. Because my Kruger fits in the in a hangar.
Totally. Yeah. That's a great idea.
And the Kruger is fast. Kruger actually would probably catch up with a Carrack.
Yeah, there's the Archimedes, the P-72, and then the P-52.
Yeah, I've got the Archimedes.
I almost like that better because it's got 4 size 1 guns.
Yeah, Merlin's just got the just a 1 Gatling, big Gatling,
one size 2 and then 2 size 1s. I'd almost rather have 4 size 1s, especially with size 1 gimbals coming in 3.9. Those 4 guns could be.
Well, you know what's funny? The LN already has size 1 gimbals. It has two size 1 gimbals with 2 size 1 guns on top of them.
Yep, but you can't. Hold on, it's my mom again. Her heating went out. So be right back.
Yeah, it comes with the 2 size 1 gimbals, but you can't replace the other 2 guns with gimbals. The other 2. But
Yeah, because
apparently
they're
adding
mounted
that
to
in
the
3.9.
rails.
Yeah,
'cause-
apparently they're adding that in 3.9. I heard Greyhound say.
Well, it'll be cool.
Yeah, I didn't expect them to do that. I thought they just intended. I don't know.
Yeah, even if they're limited firing arc, it's still better. Yeah, because even if they just have like 15-degree movement, that's more than enough.
Yeah. Well, that just means you'll be able to put size 1 gimbals on anything now. Come back.
Yeah, the size 1 gimbals aren't available in 3.8 at stores, but they will be available at 3.9 in stores. So
Yeah,
ships have gimbals.
So that Kruger with the size 1 gimbals will be pretty crazy.
Please visit again.
Yeah. Or you can stick an arrow in there with the landing gear up and have gimbal 2 size 1 and 2 size 2s. I think the arrows is the most powerful ship you can put in there. But yeah, the snub fighters are going to be excellent. And the Pisces isn't that bad either with 4 size 1 guns. So it's very similar to a Archimedes, except the Archimedes probably has the advantage due to its smaller size. It's like half the size of a Pisces. It's smaller than an M50 and an Arrow, so it's very, very hard to hit. Yet it still has 4 guns. Will have 4 gimbal guns on the offense. So that would be a really nice ship. The only thing it doesn't have is the jump drive, but you don't need it now.
Exactly.
But
you can
the
change
Pisces has a jump drive.
You can change the guns on the Archimedes, right? Unlike the Merlin, or not the Merlin, but
Correct. You can change the side guns on the Merlin. You can't change the size 2 Gatling.
yeah.
So you can stick any size 1 gun you want on the wings. So if you really like the Yellow Jackets, you can do that, or you can do the Bulldogs, or just, I mean, for those Yellow Jackets, that'd be pretty nasty. But again, ammo, you'll run out of it. Bulldogs are pretty decent too. The Omnisky 3s aren't that awful either. I haven't played around with size 1 guns to know which ones I really like the best. I know there's a bunch of size 2, 3, and 4 I like.
I would go with 2 M3As and 2 Badgers, probably.
I don't like the M4 and the M3As, M4As, M5As. I personally don't like that gun.
I just like having a mix of laser cannon and laser repeater.
Yeah, I wonder.
Those 2 have matching projectile speeds.
That's
Projectile
one.
travel speed.
I wonder how far like the Omnisky or Omnisky 3s, or is there a big difference?
Omnisky 3s, it's a bigger difference between the Badgers.
Got
So
it.
that's
Okay.
why I use the M3As.
Got it. Right. Yeah, because I would always look at more of rate of fire, but now people are looking at the rate of the projectile.
Well, if you're using fixed, then yeah, the rate of the projectile. But if you're using gimbals, then if you're using fixed, then you actually need to match the projectile travel speed, or else there'll be too much distance between your pistons.
Yeah, but all the size 1 gimbals are going to be available going forward. So I think I'm thinking all those size 1s, like the Hawk setup we were talking about. I would want size 1 gimbals, and then maybe you can play around with different speeds and stuff.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Maybe when auto aim assist gets removed, it will matter.
Yeah, and again, obviously I understand why it's in there. There's some desync, and its aiming is difficult, especially against other players.
That's exactly why it's in there, and it's totally... and it will not get removed, but it will be balanced, and I think it probably will get removed, or to some extent. Like...
Well, here's my thought on it, and I could be completely wrong. I think it needs 2 things. I think the circle's way too big. It needs to be super tiny.
It's supposed to be overpowered because it's your only option because of desync. Like, you're not supposed to be able to compete with it with fix.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. What I'm referring to is in the future, when they fix all the network codes, say there is no desync. If they want to keep it, they need to either make the reticle super small, or, and here's an interesting idea, have a third class of, if you want to use that, you have to go down 2 sizes of weapons. So say you have a fixed size 3, gimbal size 2, auto aim size 1. Does that seem like a fair balance at that point?
Oh, yeah, that would, unless that would be too much. But yeah, well, I mean, if they're going to keep auto aim, then yeah, sure, that would be fine. That would
and
be
obviously, you know, you couldn't use it on size, like, if you had a size 1 weapon, you couldn't, like, you can still go size 1 gimbal, but you can't go size 1 gimbal and auto aim. You know, for something like that, you'd have to downsize.
I don't think you should be able to go from size 1 to size 1 gimbal. I think putting size 1 gimbals in the game is something they're doing now, so people with Mustang
starter
Deltas
ships
or starter ships can use gimbals, full gimbals. I think they if they don't remove auto aim or something, they may remove size 1. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see what they do. But yeah, the starter ships like the Auroras and the Mustang Alpha, you know, the Alphas and the MRs, you know, even 4 size 1s, like fixed, that's rough. Gimbaled, I mean, they're going to be at a disadvantage to even Avenger Titan, due to its size weapons on the Titan, let alone a 300, a Gladius, an Arrow, you know, let alone bigger ships like the Saber, Super Hornets. So it just makes them usable. Like, I would consider buying a $25 or Mustang Alpha and just flying it around for the hell of it, knowing that it had 4 size 1 gimbals. But the setups it had before, I mean, the ship's so weak. You know, it's not even an option now. Like, well, in game, I might buy it because it's, you know, usable.
And it used to be usable, the old one?
It used to be a great ship. They crippled it on this new version. It's crap. It doesn't handle as good as an Arrow. And it was supposed to, its lifesaver used to be its excellent handling, and it doesn't handle good anymore. At least the last time I flew it, the Mustang Delta did not handle as good as a Gladius, a Saber, or an Arrow. I get it's not an elite fighter, but it didn't handle right. There's something wrong with it. It used to outhandle an Aurora, and now the Aurora feels... The Aurora's not fast, that's what holds the Aurora back, but the Aurora still turns pretty good. The Mustang has this weird drift to it. It's too drifty. but I haven't flown one in a couple versions, so maybe I should rent one for a day and just try it out.
Yes, a day, because after a day you won't want to fly it again.
You're right, exactly. One day, you're totally right. I don't think I'd want to fly it again. I got rid of my Delta, and I'm not looking back.
I thought it's not better handling than an Aurora. I thought it would be like, worse.
I think it is,
but
they said again, and I know in 3.5 they changed the flight model. But I remember the Mustang Delta that I flew used to handle really nicely. And I mean, this is back in 2.6. And when you would turn, it would turn. You would hit the afterburners, it would help push it through. It had a little bit of slide, but not too bad. Now, the slide feels like a freelancer, except the Mustang has no mass. Like, why is this thing sliding where it has absolutely no mass? It's one of the smallest ships in the game, besides like an M50 or an Arrow, and yet the mass feels more than a Cutlass Black. Like, there's something physically wrong with the Mustang, and the Aurora doesn't feel that the same way. The ship is fragile and it needs to be agile. That's its protection, and it's not.
I think is the Aurora a lot less mass than the Mustang, though? Like Mustang,
I think it's actually slightly more mass. The reason the Aurora, I think, feels better is because it's so slow. You can't get it fast enough to... I mean, obviously, if you're hitting its max speed and you turn, all ships are going to be... But I'm talking when it's combat speed. I think the maximum is 150, so it doesn't slide too much because it's just so slow. Where the Mustang, I think, goes up to 205. At least the non-racing ones do. The racing ones go up to 275 or 215 for the 205. It might be 205. And for whatever reason, it just feels so sloppy. It feels like it wants to slide all the time. You turn and it keeps just going in one direction. I mean, it feels like a freelancer, but the freelancer has a reason to do that. It's a huge ship. The Mustang has some of the smallest mass of any ship, and it doesn't feel it. That's why I dislike the Mustang now. Again, they might have fixed the physics handling of it, but the last time I threw it, it was utter trash. And the fact that it's not as tough as an Aurora. So you have a bad handling ship that is paper thin. Not saying the Aurora is the toughest ship, but it could take a few punches. They had to redo the Reliant because people hated the Reliant so bad. The Mustang's probably the next worst ship. It's such a cool looking ship. I love the little silhouette of the Mustang.
Yeah, it's
I think it's a cool looking ship.
It is.
Different.
I kind of like the old one better, to be honest.
I know. I do kind of like the old one better. It was a little smaller. And I remember the fond memories of when the Mustang Delta, again, it was the only fighter in the game that could compete with the Super Hornet. This was before the Gladius came out and the Saber. So it was like the Hornets, the Super Hornets. This was probably 1.0. I mean, that far back. And the only ship that could compete with the Super Hornet was the Mustang Delta, because you'd strip out the rocket pods, put a size 2 Badger, so you'd run 4 size 2 Badgers and 2 size 1 Bulldogs, so you'd have 6 guns, and if you got to jump on a Super Hornet, it'd be able to tear up a Super Hornet pretty good. I mean, Super Hornet was still superior back then, but the Mustang Delta was the number 2 ship.
No, I don't think it will ever be that good ever again.
No,
for sure. But I'm looking at
never
some
again.
numbers. I'm looking at some numbers I have comparing the roll speeds and accelerations. Comparing some of them are from I think 3.4 actually on the Aurora MR, and the Delta is 3.7. I don't have any more recent numbers, I don't think. And it's kind of what I thought, which is, if it's still similar, then the Aurora has better rotational speeds, and the Mustang Delta has better like strafe speeds in almost all directions. So you're gonna have more strafe control in the Delta, but you're gonna turn faster in the Aurora. It's gonna rotate faster.
That's why it feels. Yeah, and the Mustang feels so sloppy that it just wants to drift. And that could be a physics bug, where their physics numbers are off, or it has it like somebody left the default value of a Cutlass Black in it, and it's smaller than Aurora.
You get a similar case with a lot of ships. Like for example, the Sabre turns a lot faster, rotates faster than a Hornet, but a Hornet strafes faster.
Wow, yeah.
It's just one is better at staying on target, and one is better at maneuvering.
Well, guys, I'm actually gonna call it a night. I'm kind of tired today, but I'll be back on later tomorrow.
Okay. I'll be at work. Supposedly, in a week or two, we'll be working from home. So if I'm working from home on Saturday, it's the slowest day I work. I had couple things to work on earlier, because all that stuff's usually early on. But I might be able to jump in even on a Saturday night or a Sunday night for, especially after like 1 a.m. for a couple hours. I'll have to have my phone on me, and if I get a call, I'll have to go away real quick. But I might actually be home and playing. They're going to be paying me to do that. We'll see. I don't think it'll be that good, but it might be.
I doubt you'd be 100% doing that. But
if I'm at home,
that'll be cool.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm at home, I'll have my work computer on one desk and my gaming computer and my phone right there. And if I get a ring or an email, I gotta step away right away.
Yeah.
But
exactly.
If I don't, I mean that's only gonna go on for like 2 or 3 weeks, and then we'll be back in the office. But due to the coronavirus, they're having everybody working from home starting in a week.
Yeah.
Like 9 days or whatever. Some people are already working from home, but
I'm seeing a lot of that locally.
Yeah. Getting crazy out there, because a lot of the hospitals in like Italy are going crazy.
Put your hands in the air.
Yeah, and sooner or later, like, if the rest of the world follows what's happening in Italy, it's starting to get bad in the UK and Europe. They say the UK is 4 weeks behind Italy, and we're roughly where the UK is. So it looks like we're trying to catch it before it keeps spreading. Because the hospital system will not, even if 1% of the people need to be hospitalized, the hospital can't keep up with that. And I mean, those are the older people that will need to get on ventilators and stuff like that. It'll probably be more in line is like 8 to 12% of the population will need to be in the hospital for this. Obviously, younger people with no problems probably shouldn't worry too much. But you don't want to spread it to like a grandparent. That would suck.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, for example, I see my mom every. I mean, I don't have any more grandparents alive, but like my mom's 66, and I don't want to give her that. And I see my mom every week because she relies on me. I help her out, take her to all her appointments and all that stuff. Plus, she wants to see her grandson.
Yeah. No, I'm just worried. I call my mom once in a while, every couple weeks or so, and my dad, but just my mom wanted to volunteer, and I just need to like be like, please don't volunteer.
Yeah, you gotta
This
stay
isn't-
away
This
from
isn't a good time
groups.
for that.
Correct. There'll be plenty of time to volunteer. This is, unless you're in a hospital with the proper safety equipment, you know, and most people are staying home, so follow what the
Exactly.
government says, stay away
I
from
think
other
they probably
people.
just won't let her volunteer. Hopefully.
All right, gentlemen. I will see
All
you
right, man.
tomorrow.
Cool.
Sounds good, man. Talk to you.
See you, man.
All right. Bye.